All right, buddy. So what's your name and where you from?
My name Smoke the Neutron. If y'all ain't seen me, I got a YouTube channel, but my name Smoke the Neutron. I'm from Palm Beach, Florida.
Palm Beach, Florida. Smoke the Neutron, and they call you Neutron. Smoke Neutron. I'm guessing because you weren't affiliated with any gangs. I'm guessing. I don't know.
Yeah, I ain't agree with the whole gang thing. I just wanted to be by myself type thing.
Okay, and this was coming through. I don't know anything of your story. I have seen you on Jake's channel. I don't know if you've been on anyone else's channel, but I haven't heard anything on your story. Did you go through JIT camps?
Yeah, I got sentenced to 6 years in youthful offender prison when I was 16 years old. I ended up doing 7 years because I did 10 months in the county. I didn't get no time served. They gave me 6 years with no time served. So I ended up just doing about 7 years. But
Okay, okay.
uh,
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We had to get the camera right. Okay, so you went through the YO camps, JIT camps.
I've been to every youthful offender
Man,
prison in the state of Florida
I can
except.
only imagine, man, what you're about to tell me, man, because you're Neutron. You ain't part of no gangs, and from what I hear, it's gangland in there, man. We've heard Jake's captivating story, man. That really changed the game for me when it came to the youth offender stuff. I
Yeah.
had no idea about these JIT camps, and I swear, man, it's the stories I heard after his, like
It,
it's hell on earth. It sounds like, man. So
it,
tell me
it,
how to. Let's hear it, man.
it's definitely a whole experience. Like, just man, you got people in YO camps that are praying to go to adult prisons, basically. You know what I'm saying? They're sitting in there 3, 4 years. They're 23, 24 years old. Shit's so crazy in there. They're trying to they're trying to get transferred to adult camps. Adult camps so much more better than youthful offender camps, you know what I mean? So I don't know too much what you want me to elaborate on, but
Let me drive this ship then, my friend. Your first day in,
well,
these JIT camps. Let's hear it.
my first day,
I
my
mean,
first
really try to break it down for us, man, if you can.
I actually got a story on my first day, so I'm gonna break it down for y'all.
Well, hey, I hate to stop you. Ladies and gentlemen, that you might be new to the channel. You don't know nothing about this. These YO camps and JIT camps, adults go there. But they call them, they got juvies in there too, but they have adults as well, and they wait to go to adult prison from there. So
16
just
to 16 to 25.
16 to 25. So there's a wide
But
variety. Wide variety.
but there's people that get transferred at 22, 23, 21. It's all on classification. So you can get transferred to adult camp at 22, but you got some inmates that get stuck there till they're 25. So it's
Yeah.
just all on classification, really.
Yeah. And I bet those guys, yeah, they're probably begging, like, when am I going? When am I going, man? I just want to go to sweet adult side. You know what I mean?
Request form, request form, request
Request
form.
form, burning the hell out that pen. You know what I mean?
So my first day in prison, I entered South Florida Reception Center. This wasn't my main camp, but this is my first day at the reception center, youthful offender side. I got into the dorm around lunchtime and went straight to my cell, made my bed, got all my stuff ready. The time they let us out of our cell, it was dinner time. So we got to the chow hall. We're all getting trays and stuff. We're getting all our food and stuff. I was so new. I was 16 years old. I was lost. I
and
was
what was
so
this
new.
place called?
This is a South Florida Reception Center.
Okay,
This
okay,
is
okay.
this is the first step before you actually go to your camp.
Yeah.
But it's a youthful offender side to that prison as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
you started off there as well as a youthful offender.
Okay.
So we get to the kitchen. Like I said, I'm lost. I go over and I just look at the inmate next to me. I'm like, hey, bro, where do we sit at? That's all I said. When I asked dude, I was like, where do we sit at? There was a black officer sitting all the way at the front. He's like, hey, white boy. I was scared. I looked over. I'm like, yes, sir. Shit, I'm scared as hell. I ain't gonna lie to you. He's like, you talking in my chow hall, boy? I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. I was just asking where to sit down. He's like, hey, everybody, when we get back to the day room, when we get back
Oh.
to the dorm, no day room, no canteen for everybody. That white boy was just talking in my chow hall.
Oh, shit.
Bro, my heart dropped to my dropped. I'm 16, my first day in prison. I've heard all these stories. I don't know what to think. Everybody's looking at me like they just want to kill me. No day room, no canteen because I was talking in the chow hall. So we eat our dinner and shit. We get back. We had to march back to the dorm. When we get back to the dorm, it's like everybody's just mugging me. Like the whole top tier, and I'm all the way in the right side. So happened I got fucked on the room. They call it the grid room. It's all the way on the right side by the water fountain.
That
The
was your
officer,
room?
the officers can't even see it, and I ended up in that room. So,
Oh, damn. You got like the death wish chamber, bro.
bro, I got tortured my first day.
Oh, my.
So,
Oh, that's not funny, man, but let's hear it, man.
so yeah, the officer comes in, he's screaming. Of course, nobody's gonna do nothing while the officers are in the dorm. So he's screaming, "Oh, everybody's going on lockdown. Y'all didn't tell that white boy there was no talking in my chow hall, da 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 da." So everybody's screaming at me. Anybody that's been at South Florida, the doors are on magnetic locks. They're not like turn locks.
Yeah.
They're on and the prison's old as shit. I don't know how old the prison is. I'm not gonna say a date and over exaggerate. Maybe we could look it up or something one day, but it's so old that if you kick the door hard enough, it comes off the magnetic. So everybody's screaming, hey, when the trustees came out to do cleanup and all that. So that's the only people they let out their cells. Everybody else was on lockdown because of me talking in the chow hall. So all the trustees are coming to my dorm. They're like, "Hey, bro, when the officers leaves, bro, we're coming in your room and you got to fight us all." So I'm like, "What you mean?" He's like, "Hey, we gonna kick the door open. Don't worry about it. We're coming in there."
Oh,
So
shit.
I'm like, damn, I'm lost. I'm like, really, I'm scared. I ain't gonna lie to you. My heart is beating. I'm like,
Yeah.
shit, man. I don't even know what to expect.
You kind of hope they bluffing.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect. All these old, cause we're riding in the prison on the bus with us. So they telling us, they like, "Oh, young buck, boy, you about to get took up through there." Da 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 da. They're telling me all these crazy war stories. I'm just like,
Well, let me
I
ask you
don't know.
something before you go forward, man. Did you have any kind of fighting experience before this?
And hell no, I was just a little white boy from a decent
You about to get a crash
family.
course, huh?
I made some mistakes, got with the wrong people, robbed the gas station, ended up in prison. I didn't know shit about fighting. I was just a little. I weighed 105 when I went to prison.
Damn, man, I didn't even ask you what you went to prison for yet.
Yeah.
Oh shit, man. My apologies, my audience, man. I usually do that well. That's what the. All right, let's. You broke it down for me. Say it one more time. What the hell did you go for? You
Yeah,
robbery charge?
actually, I had two separate cases. I had a robbery case and I had a burglary case. The robbery case, I had a robbery with a firearm while wearing a mask, possession of a firearm, and aggravated assault with a firearm. And then I had a separate burglary case that ended up getting dropped when I pled guilty to the robbery. It was like a plea bargain.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I ended up catching 6 years, like I said earlier,
You got
for the
blessed.
robbery. But yeah, I got blessed. Uh, 6 years with no time served, so I ended up doing 7 years.
I know people has
But
gotten dubs and over for robberies. You know what I
oh
mean?
man, I know people that caught dubs for burglaries, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know the drill. Yeah, you know the drill. It's just sad game, man. A lot of people don't even know how much time they're facing when they're committing this shit. Like I was when I was doing my stick up boy days.
I didn't know, and the big factor that hurt me so bad is like I went from juvenile programs thinking like, oh, I could just do this, go not do 9 months in a juvenile program and come home. They had that set in my head to where like, oh, it ain't no big deal. You'll just go
See?
to a program. So then I committed another crime after I got out of a juvenile program, even though I was still a juvenile. I was 15, got sentenced at 16. They still direct filed me and sent me to adult prison, well, youthful offender prison, which is you get charged as an adult, as a youth. So it hit me so hard I wasn't expecting any of it.
See, I made a video not too long ago. I'd say probably about a month ago. It was talking about how I believe the juvenile system builds people for failure because they give too many slaps on the wrist. And you know, that's what, when you're 17, you're like, shit, I'll just do it again. I'm just getting slapped on the wrist. But look, I think people really need to be informed when they're juveniles catching these charges, what you're going to get if you get it as an adult. I think they really need to drill that in their heads so they
bro.
know before it happens, you know?
These kids are out here catching robbery charges at 14, 15 years old, and they're going to these level 8 programs for 8, 9, 10 months and eating chicken and barbecue wings and
Chilling.
thinking they just hit a 10, $15,000 lick, which ain't even enough money to get you nowhere in life.
Yeah.
But they're thinking that's a little bit of
Shit
money,
to
and they
them,
and they
at that
get. I mean,
age.
no, at that age it is, but they're getting brainwashed with everything else going
Oh,
on in the
yeah.
world, and they go hit this 10, $15,000 lick and go do 8 months, and then they're brainwashed. Oh, I'm only gonna do 8 months. This shit's sweet. I'm sitting here eating chicken,
Yeah.
whatever, and then they do it again, and then they get direct filed, and they're like, oh shit, I'm doing 10 years,
Yeah.
like.
Good piece, man. And ladies and gentlemen, that's how it is. And it's sad, man. I think they really need to be informed. They're just blind. A lot of them are just blind, man.
They make it way too easy on the juvenile system.
I think so too, man. I think so too. Cause I got away with a lot of shit, dude. A
I
lot
got
of
20.
shit.
I got 20 slaps on the wrist, and then all this next thing I know, all I heard was 25 years, 25 years, 25 years,
Shit
25
gets
years.
real, man. Shit gets real, ladies and gentlemen, when you turn 18. I say it all the time. I can't even when you're not 18. In a lot of states like Florida, man, 16, 15, you're getting your boots smoked if it's a serious charge. But let's jump back into the grid zone, your hotel for the night, man. Torture chamber 101. Let's jump back into it, ladies and gentlemen.
So yeah, so I think I left off on the part that all the orderlies had just came to my door and they told me about how they were gonna kick my door
Yep.
open and all that good shit.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it was around like 11 o'clock, 11:30. I was laying on my bed. There's three orderlies out. One of them, I can't remember his name, but he was a blood. He had like 65 years. That's all I knew, and he was big. He was like 20 years old. I was 16. He weighed like, I don't know, 205, 210. Like I said, I weighed like 105 when I went to prison.
Did you have a cellmate?
No, I didn't have a bunkie at the time.
Okay.
I was in there by myself.
So they're like, man, this is free pickings,
So, and even if I did have a bunkie, it was my first day in prison. I didn't know anybody. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know what would have happened. But anyway, so yeah, like 11:30 at night, I'm laying on my bed. I'm scared. I keep like dozing off. I've had a long day. I just went through orientation. They strip you, they shave your head bald.
Yeah.
Like it's a long ass day going from the county to prison. So I hear a big ass boom on my door around like 11:30. Boom, boom. But the door didn't bust open. So I'm scared as shit. Now I'm on my bed. I got my shoes tied up. Like I knew I was going to fight, but I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if I was going to get stabbed. I didn't know if I was going to get cut. This is my first day in prison. From all the stories that the older guys were telling me and all this crazy stuff, I was just worried about dying. I'm like 16.
Yeah.
Too young to die.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah, so the door didn't open. So they come back like 30 minutes later. They kick it open. So as soon as they come in there, all three of them, they start talking to me. They're like, hey, bro, we're not going to jump you, but you're going to fight him one-on-one right now. The big-ass blood kid. He was like 200-something pounds,
Big
20
Debo.
years old. Big kid. So we get in there. We're going blow for blow. He hits me a couple times. I dropped my head. He hit me so hard, I'm not going to lie, I dropped my head. He started beating my ass. So when he started beating my ass, I wrapped my arms around him. When I wrapped my arms around him, I keep hearing everybody in the background screaming, clean break, clean break, clean break. There was two people, the other two orderlies. Well, I didn't know what clean break meant when I first went to prison in Florida.
Shit. Yeah.
And to the audience, if y'all don't know what clean break is, it's basically like if two people are fighting, they only want you to throw hands. They don't want nobody picking nobody up, slamming nobody. They only want y'all to use hands. So if you don't respect the clean break, then they're going to jump in. But I didn't know anything about a clean break. So I kept hearing clean break, but he was beating the shit out of me. So I ended up picking him up. I slammed him on his head. His head hit the locker. When his head hit the locker, blood was just pouring out. So when that happened, the other two boys just started jumping me. They beat the shit out of me for like 4 or 5 minutes, bro. I was done. Black eyes, they broke my nose. They messed me up pretty bad. But that happened for like 4 or 5 minutes. They ran out of my room, shut my door. The blood kid came back to my cell. He's threatened me in the morning, what he's going to do, what his brothers are going to do, this, that. We came out in the morning and just the whole dorm. It was like, when I came out of my cell, it's like I don't even know how to explain it. Like you just walk into a crowd and just all eyes are on you. Like so I went straight to the rec field, and when I went to the rec field,
You look all
my
beat
coach,
up.
oh, I was fucked. I had black eyes. The officers didn't even give a shit at South Florida. When usually you go to another prison, you're all messed up like I was, they'll put you in PC.
Yeah.
They they don't even care, bro. They just let the shit go on. So
Damn.
a week prior to me getting to South Florida, my co-defendant came to South Florida, but he was in the room upstairs. He couldn't get out of his cell. You can kick this door from the inside, from the outside in, but you can't kick the
Oh,
door from
okay.
the outside in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, so we got on the rec field. When we got on the rec field, he handed me a poker. Um, and I basically just was clutching on it all day. I ain't gonna lie. I was still scared with the poker. I didn't know what to expect. I just know I wasn't gonna let anybody jump me
Oh,
again.
so this was the same day that you came out of the cell. That same day.
Yeah. Well, the morning
Yeah.
after,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was my first day. But the morning after all that happened, that's when I finally got to talk to my co-defendant. He gave me the shank. I was clutching it,
So
and
he heard and knew you were there without you
yeah,
even coming up to him.
yeah, he already knew. I was talking to him. He was in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
He was in the kitchen when all that went down, but he was just in the cell upstairs down the
Okay.
hallway, and he only been there for a week. So we were
And he
both,
already had a poker.
yeah, we were already, you know what I mean? So he ended up being in the room with a Chico that didn't play, had like 3 or 4 pokers. So he ended up getting real lucky.
Yeah.
So, and Chico was from the same city as for us. He was from Lake Worth, so ended up being like they ended up getting cool and shit. But the boys tried to run down on me again, and I just upped the poker on them. And ever since then, they had left me alone at South Florida. But that was my first day
Oh,
in
he just
prison.
whipped it out and was like, "Let's go."
They ran down on me trying to fight me again, and I wasn't fighting. But I wasn't just trying to go out of my way and shank nobody. But at the same time, I wasn't gonna let anybody just beat the shit out of me
Well, I'm
again.
saying, did you pull it out? Did they see it or what?
Oh yeah, they seen it. They damn sure seen it. They already knew what
You
it
know, some
was.
people like to keep it on the tuck. You
Oh
know,
no,
it kind of
I
bluff
thought,
it sometimes
nah.
too.
Yeah, if you, that's usually when they bluff and they don't pull that bitch out. But
Exactly. You know, I've seen one where
I've actually bluffed a couple of situations in my time.
hey, bro, I was watching it was just on the show. I don't know if you watch it. 60 Days In, man. Look, homeboy had this shit tucked. I was like, man, dude's bluffing, right? Dude ran, grabbed a broomstick. He pulled that shit out. Sure enough, he had one. I was like, damn,
Damn,
he
you never
called my
know.
bluff.
Hey, you never know. I would have ran up and got my ass stabbed.
Yeah, because that's usually how it goes.
Yeah,
But you never know, ladies and gentlemen. He might just be paranoid for the cameras or something, you know. But who knows? But that's crazy. That's a crazy crash course, man.
yeah, man.
I mean, where did you go from Southampton? I mean, South Florida.
From South Florida, I went to
Was that probably your roughest time in JIT camps?
my roughest time was when I first got transferred from South Florida to Indian River. I got my TOH. That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go into it at all?
We could go into it.
Let's go into it, man. Let's hit up this TOH right quick, and then I want to ask you, man, some advice on for people that are coming into JIT camps for first time that might help them survive these things, man. So go ahead, tell us a little bit about this crazy ass TOH, and we'll get into that.
So my TOH was basically,
And this was in what prison again?
this was at Indian River.
Indian River. Okay.
So when I first got to Indian River, you're in orientation for a week. So orientation, I just had people coming to my door talking shit, whatever. But when you go from orientation, you get transferred to your dorm. And then that's when you find out what's gonna happen, what's gonna go down. So I got transferred to A dorm. When I got transferred into A dorm, I walked into the, long story short, I walked into the cell, I put all my stuff down. When I walked into the cell, my bunkie already told me off rip, you can't live in here unless you're paying rent. So I was like, bro, you
White
got me
dude, black dude.
big Haitian dude, he was a Zoe.
Okay. So
Black
he's
guy.
trying to extort you off
Yeah.
rip.
So he was already trying to extort me off rip.
All right.
So
You're selling.
my bunkie.
Yeah.
So long story short, they had about 9 people, I believe it was. I can't remember the exact number, but it was a lot of people I was fighting. I was fighting. I was fighting people back to back. My TOH was supposed to be. I fought all these people back to back. They were supposed to line me up. It was supposed to be just a bunch of one-on-ones, and that's what happened until the end. But I ended up fighting. I kept getting my ass beat back to back to back. I lost like 7 or 8 fights in a row. I can't remember the exact amount, but I lost a bunch of fights in a row. And then this one black kid came in the room and he was fighting. And every time he kept trying to throw me off, he kept trying to hit the bunk like it was like a throw off move.
And then he
And
would
I told
rock you.
I told myself in my head, I'm like, bro, the next time this kid throws his arm at the bunk, I'm just gonna rush him. So he did that, and then I did that, and when I did that, I started beating the shit out of this kid. And when I started beating the shit out of that kid, all 8, 9 kids that were just supposed to be fighting me one-on-one, they blitzed the room. When they blitzed the room, I don't know if you can see it. I kind of got hair now, but they fired me up. They hit me in the back of the head with a lock. First off rip, come in there, hit me in the head with a lock. So I already had blood pouring all out of my head, and they put me in a chokehold. They got me on the ground. They got a poker to my neck, and they just keep screaming, "You gonna break it off? You gonna break it off?" And at first, I'm like, "Man, I ain't gonna break shit off." And they're just beating the shit out of me. You got people jumping off the top bunks onto my ribs while people are choking me out on the floor. They put me to sleep 3 different times. The first time they put me to sleep, I woke up and they're slapping me in my face, just asking me, "Hey, Cracker, you gonna break it off? Cracker, you gonna break it off?" I'm to the point where I can't even talk. So even if I wanted to break it off, I couldn't even say yes or no. So I'm just shaking my head no at the first time I woke up. They put me back to sleep a second time. I woke up. They poked me up. You could kind of see the oh shit. You could kind of see the scars still in my elbow. They poked me up like 4 or 5 times in my elbow and a couple times in my side. And when they did that, they put me to sleep again 3 times. Like I said, 3 times in a row. But yeah, they put me to sleep 3 different times. The third time, I was to the point where I thought I was dead. You know what I mean? I was once you get put to sleep so many times and people are just beating you so like you can't even talk. It's like I can't explain it. Like
Yeah, you're.
I was just I was just my mind was physically just not there. So they're beating the shit out of me. They're like I said, they're jumping off the top bunks on my stomach, my ribs. After the third time, the kid that was choking me up, he got off of me. He started stomping me. They pushed me under the bed. I remember them pushing me under the bed. I'm just laying there, thinking I'm dead. And if anybody's ever been to Indian River Prison, the officers, they got 2 different dorms that they watch. So one officer goes, the officer that's watching the 2 dorms, that officer will go watch this dorm for 30 minutes, and then he'll come back and watch this dorm for 30 minutes. So whatever's going on in that 30 minutes is going on. There's nothing you can do. So like I said, they pushed me under the bed when I believe they heard the officer coming or something. I can't even remember like if officers did their rounds really or not because I was beat so bad I didn't know why they pushed me under the bed, but I just thought I was dying. But I just remember that me finally like kind of getting back right and then bringing me a cup of water. And they're just like, "Cracker, you survived this, boy." Da, 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 da. I'm just thinking in my head,
Oh,
like,
the
bro,
guys that did it to you?
the same guys that did it to me, they were fucking trying to like they were putting toothpaste on the back of my head, trying to get the blood to stop bleeding. They were giving me water, trying to get me back normal. But I just had so much like hate running through my brain at the time of it all happening. But I was so fucked up that I couldn't even do anything. They stabbed my feet when I was on the floor. Like, I don't even know how many times I couldn't walk for like 2 months. I could only walk on like the side of my feet. But I ended up going to a box under investigation for that shit.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, do not go to prison, especially Florida JIT camps. Jesus, once again, bruh. My heart goes
Yeah.
out. I'm a convict, dog, and I've seen some gruesome shit, and I've done my share of
Yeah.
gruesome shit, but I hate to see, now that I'm a changed man, I got a lot of love in my heart, man. My heart goes out to people that go through that shit, man, because that's treacherous, man. There's a lot of people that done went through that, man.
And like that was all in the beginning of my prison sentence. You know what I mean? And I did my own dirt through my own prison sentence as well. But at the same time, I don't like to really even promote that type of stuff. I actually try to get into like a more positive lifestyle now. I have a daughter and stuff, and I really don't agree with a lot of stuff that went on in prison. But like you said, you shouldn't go to prison, and that's the stuff that does happen in there, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
But
I've done my share of dirt too. It's just
but
surviving, bro. You just gotta
survive,
survive, man.
it's survivor of the fittest in there. So either you're gonna live or you're gonna die. And
That's all there is to it.
I don't mean physically die. You're gonna be emotionally and mentally dead in there because you're just gonna be getting ran through all the time. So you're not physically dead in there, but you're mentally, emotionally dead in there when you got to stick up for yourself. And like I said, that was what happened to me during my first couple of days inside of prison. But everybody does their own dirt. I'm just lucky to survive it and come out and change my mindset. I've been out for 3 years. I work for
Congratulations.
I work for a general contractor.
Excellent, man. Excellent.
I'm in the process right now of starting my own business, a jet ski rental company.
Oh
So
shit.
yeah,
That sounds fun, man. My brother just burnt his jet ski in the water. Burnt that
yeah,
shit down. I don't know what happened.
yeah, I just bought a 2020 Sea-Doo 1100 or one SE 130, and
Oh, what, to rent out or what?
I bought it to have fun on originally, and I started getting into rental shit a couple weeks ago with my boy. We started talking about it. I'm supposed to go see a lawyer this week just to go over all the
Yeah,
information I need, the insurances, this and that, and then
the
yeah,
legalities, of
so
course, and
nobody can sue you for stupid shit.
do it right, my friend. Hey, look, do
You
it
got to
right, okay?
you
When you
have to
do it,
do it, you got to do it 100% right or don't do it. So
exactly, man. Especially us being convicts, we're already paying it up, man. So
so then
let's beat the odds, dog.
so that's my goals right now, man.
Excellent, man. Well, or let's go ahead and jump into what you got going on. Where can the people find you, man?
If you want to look for me on YouTube, you Smoke the Neutron on YouTube, and on Instagram I'm Smoke the Neutron as well. I'm sure Def will put my information down there in the
I damn
comments.
sure will, my friend. It'll be posted in the comments section, description of the video. And we haven't really dived too much into the whole prison scene. You did do time in the adult side, correct?
No, I did
Oh, all in JIT?
all youthful offenders. I was at every youthful offender prison in the state of Florida except for Brevard.
Well, I'll be
I was
damned,
at
man.
yeah, I was at Indian River, Sumter, Lancaster, and Lake City. So man, we probably got plenty more stories to tell.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, man. And later on down the road, we bring you back on for an update. Let us know how the Sea Dudes are doing, and tell a few more stories. Hopefully get you a few more viewers at that time. Who knows? Your video might pop off to 3 million tonight. Who knows? You know what I mean? So
That's Big Def doing numbers like that.
nah, shit. Everybody tend to do numbers like that every now and then, man. You get lucky. Get lucky like the lotto, man. Like the lotto, but.
Hitting this.
Hey, you had one hell of a story though, man, for real. And honestly, man, my heart goes out to you, and hopefully you don't hold no resentment towards anyone. You just look past it, man, and become that 100% law-abiding citizen. You know what I mean?
We're moved on, man. Ain't no hate in my heart no more. It's all love.